I like to think of the PSRM as the manager's companion in their pocket to see how are we doing right now and what's happening. And as luck would have it, it actually fits in their pocket. So
here on this page, you can see, I would say, 4 elements that are important. One is the Psychosocial Risk Index. We have wanted to have one number that we can add to the strategic risk register. So it's also a good kind of indication of overall temperature of the working environment, just as a general lead. Below that, you can see these blue lines, which are prioritized risks by the size of the impact. Then you have on those red, they are red, they are not green because the risks are actually quite high, numbers, indicators of the impact. So you can see the impact for different outcomes. We have organizational outcomes, we have work engagement, job satisfaction. We have put there also sick leave, longer sick leave. Then on the mental health outcomes, we have measured depression, burnout, anxiety, and stress, and other general health outcomes. We have looked into vicarious trauma, general health, alcohol use. So these are sort of those that we have chosen. Here we could have put anything, more or less, but it is actually something that we are starting with. The numbers indicate the percentage, the likelihood of negative impact in case nothing is done about the psychosocial risks. So that already is actually quite interesting. Now, the last point is that if you scroll over those boxes, red boxes, I will have the information about the prevalence. And that is actually something that we need to spend quite a lot of time educating people around, because you see the percentage, everybody says, okay, 47% of people are disengaged. No, but they will be disengaged if you do nothing about the psychosocial risks. Prevalence data is something that we are typically asked in audits and so on and so forth. So for that reason, this is also something that is extremely useful. Because we wanted to make this tool also not just statistical tool, but also something that can support colleagues in the process of using, in the process of action planning, etc. So on this page, you can see that, for example, with any of these particular risks, you can actually see a drop-down menu of suggested actions collected from the research. Our ambition is going forward that this would also be populated by evaluated good practice examples that we will collect across the UN eventually, etc., etc. This is meant to really be serving to the action groups as the inspiration for their conversations, starting point to think what could actually help us going further. And here, of course, we have this reference to the UNHCR document. ILO is just doing the audit. So this is what we have done, and also a living document that has to change, but it indicates basically what UNHCR has in place that could help with any particular risk. So that is interventions by different stakeholders and so on and so forth. Again, helping the action group to actually focus on what is that they can include in their planning. The page with guidance materials and theoretical information. Again, it's something. I'm showing this really just to say that we are trying to make a tool for users, something that will be useful for them. So the idea is to find everything in the same place. So much also the guidance, the documentation, some information about the theory of psychosocial risk management is there too. We wanted really this to become the tool that educates, the tool that inspires, the tool that actually is really source of information. And if I see as a representative in one country that somebody else is doing better on particular risk, then I may actually get to call and say, hey, what are you doing? What's working for you? I have this kind of thing. Of course, we will have to do quite a lot of work around this to make this happen.
Using a data-driven approach that's based on excellent research, an excellent foundation, to really demonstrate the utility of how this model can be used from a resource perspective, from an efficiency perspective, and importantly from an engagement perspective, from a motivating staff, and really sort of transforming how we've looked at our workforces.